Did you know that there are 13 positions on the violin? And in order to be able to use the entire fingerboard, you need to know how to shift. So today's video is all about shifting. Hi, I'm Ariadna, and this is Mindful Strings, where I help you learn how to play the violin, love your every practice, and work efficiently so that you can enjoy the music making as soon as possible. If you're interested in going deeper and learning more about my work, you can grab the free 15-minute Get Better at Violin guide that I put together down in the description box below by clicking the link. If you're ready to shape years of your violin learning journey, let's get started. There are 4 types of shifts on violin. Today, I'm going to go through shifting from first position to third position. And if you end up having questions about how to shift into higher positions, if you're working on things that are more advanced, drop me a comment down below, and I'll be sure to make a video about that soon as well. So shift type number 1 is going from a note played with the finger to an open string note, and then to a fingered note in a different position. So for example, if I play a B on the A string, and then, in other words, the shift happens during an open string note, so all you have to do is move your hand to the third position. In a way, this type of shift is easier because you don't have to worry about what your hand has to do as much. However, the tricky part here is that your hand does have to know exactly where third position is. In this example, first finger on the A in first position is a B, which comes a whole step up from the open string A. And in third position, the first finger is going to be playing a D. So, in case you know nothing about positions at this point, I will mention that if you go up in whole steps with your first finger, you're going up in position. So if you play B with the first finger, that's first position. If you play C or C sharp, that's second position. And if you play D, that's third position. Second position is actually a little bit trickier to learn because it's kind of in the middle, and muscle memory wise it's easier to learn the third position because the violin rim and this little bit right here kind of help guide your hand and get used to where third position is, because when I find it, I do run into this part with my thumb, and while I don't want to press my hand against the violin shoulder, it's kind of there and close enough, and definitely helps me find where to put my fingers. So this can work with any finger. Literally any finger combination works as long as there is an open string between the notes. The second type of shifts is a same finger shift. So 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. This is where things get a little bit more complicated. You have to make sure that you start with your proper hand shape, so straight wrist, thumb pointing up, lightly resting on the side of the neck. You play your note. And then what has to happen is at the end of the bow, if you're playing separate bows, at the end of the bow, you will lighten up the finger pressure on the string. And then you're going to think up with the fingertip of the hand leading. However, the whole hand has to shift, maintaining its shape. The very important part of this is that the thumb does not lag behind. Oftentimes when people first start working on shifts, you will notice that the thumb kind of tends to get stuck at the back. So the whole thing has to go up. Once you arrive in the position, the pressure goes back to the note. Practicing these with a slur is a little bit easier than separate bows, so you can start with that. The shift is not meant to be silent. You will hear a shift a little bit. You just don't want it to be too obvious. So when I'm playing it separate bows, shift at the very, very end of the first note, and then the bow change is the start of the new note in the new position. The third type of shifts is going from a lower finger number to a higher finger number. So from 1 to 2, 3, or 4, 2 to 3 or 4, and same thing going back down. What happens here is that you first actually have to execute type 1 shift, because to get in position you have to travel on the finger that plays the note in the first position. Then you arrive on what I call the middleman note. So let's say if I'm going from B first finger to E, second finger in third position on the A string, the B will be the one to travel. So the first finger that's already down on the string is going to be the one to do the shift. Lightens up, goes up. It's going to stop where the D is because that's where the first finger belongs in third position. And then you're going to lower the finger for the note that you're actually intending to play. So this is the way to practice shifts, is by first arriving to the middleman note. And when you're confident about that, you can drop the middleman note so it's much, much less audible, and just focus on getting to the note. And so on the way down, this would be going from first finger to second finger. So that means first finger lands to the middleman note, which now is a B, and then whatever finger comes next. And finally, the fourth type of shifts on violin is going from a higher number finger to a lower number finger. So very, very similar. In this case, I'm going from, let's say, third finger on the A. Middleman note will be an F or an F sharp. And then I'm going down to one of the lower fingers. So really, as I said, at the root of the third and fourth types of shifts lies the second type, which is the same finger shift. So that's a very important one to master as you are learning to map out your fingerboard and learning where the different positions are. When it comes to playing in tune, shifting in tune, what's very, very important is practicing scales, arpeggios, double stop scales, and etudes that target different positions, and then etudes that target shifts. Please let me know if you have any questions, and if you would like to see a practice with me shift exercise video. Happy mindful practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.